Verónica, how are you doing? A ver, vamos a crear el live en YouTube también. Jesús da Silva también se está uniendo por acá. Let's see. Alright. Para practicar el inglés, aquí lo que vamos a hacer es hablar del Technology Detox. Alright. Tanto en YouTube, vamos a hacerlo también en TikTok en vivo de una vez. Vamos a hacer que esta práctica sea lo más cómoda posible. Igual antes de comenzar clases, por supuesto. So, vamos a ver. A ver, dame un segundo. Ajá. Alright. Ok. Vamos a practicar inglés un poco. Aquí estamos en YouTube también. Estoy creando apenas el directo para estar también ahí. Vamos a estar practicando nivel B1 y B2. So, el tema va a ser Technology Detox. If you guys know what I'm talking about, for sure you know. I'm gonna switch to English because I see people are connecting. Hi Yolanda. There is an X here. Hi X. I don't know, that's crazy. So, well, that's crazy. Let's start talking about this. I'm just creating the topic. Well, if you guys don't know what Technology Detox is basically when we get rid of every single thing of technology, like computers, phones, I don't know, music, games, whatever. And we get rid of all of it, and later we are free to live life, right, and to experience the beautiful things of life. So I'm gonna read right now. I'm gonna read reading, and well, let's guys see if you understand. I think that's all what we are gonna be doing. Later we are gonna just chat here. If you guys are connected, I see people connecting here. If you guys are there, I just want you to comment. I just want you to let me know if you guys know about it, and that's it. Also on YouTube. On YouTube it's gonna be crazy. All right. So I'm gonna create the topic here. We are gonna be chatting about technology detox. All right. All right. Give me 1 second. Dice. Hello. All right. And YouTube. Okay. So we are here now. Wait a second. Okay. I'm gonna repeat for everyone who are joining on YouTube and also the ones that are joining on TikTok. We are gonna just have a conversation. I'm gonna read this a topic here, and we are gonna read about the technology detox. If you guys don't know what that is, basically it's when we get rid of every single thing of technology, like our phones and stuff. We start using it for a day, and we try to get rid of those toxic stuff of social medias and things like that. All right, so let's see what we got. So I already got the reading here. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and let's see how it goes. Okay, si lo van entendiendo, lo voy a decir también por YouTube. Si lo van entendiendo, lo voy leyendo y me van diciendo más lento, más rápido, en plan, epa, está forzado, no está tan forzado. En inglés va a ser B1, B2, así que va a ser bastante ya un poco más avanzado. So let's see how it goes. All right. All right, so I have right here, the topic is finding balance in a digital world, the tech detox, all right? Finding balance in a digital world, the tech detox. And it goes like this. In our modern lives, we are constantly surrounded by screens. Like literally I have 1, 2, 3, 4 screens right now around me. From the moment we wake up until the second we close our eyes. We are bombarded by notifications, emails, and social media updates. Well, technology has undeniably made our lives easier. For sure, thanks to this, thanks to technology, we are connected right now on YouTube and TikTok, so that's the thing. Many people are now realizing the importance of tech detox to maintain their mental well-being. And you know what? This is crazy because, social media has made us, feel kind of anxious and stuff. And, well, that's not good for us. Right? So, why do we need a break? Why do we need a break of social media? Why do we need a break of, technology generally? Well, it stays like that. Living in a state of constant connectivity can be exhausting. Studies suggest that excessive screen time is linked to increased anxiety. And that's actually really true, right? poor sleep quality, and shorter attention span. We often find ourselves doom scrolling. If you guys don't know what doom scrolling is, it's basically when we have our phone right here and we just make like this. This is down scrolling. Esto es down scrolling. Ese es el término que se le usa a eso. All right, so it's spending hours looking at negative news without even realizing how much time has passed. A technology detox isn't about giving up technology like forever. It's about setting boundaries to regain control over our time and focus. That's basically it. Si van entendiendo, me lo dejan por los comentarios. Pueden ser en TikTok, me lo pueden ir escribiendo por aquí o puede ser en YouTube. Cualquiera de los dos está perfecto. De hecho, no tengo el chat de YouTube aquí abierto. I'm gonna just open it. All right. Let's see. So I have a few steps here about how to start doing this, right? But first of all, let's talk about the hidden cost of constant connectivity. El costo oculto, hidden cost, la palabra hidden es eso, oculto, hidden cost of constant connectivity, right? So it states like this. Wait a second, I don't see anything. Okay, so living in a state of always on, connectivity comes with a significant psychological price. When we are bombarded by a never-ending stream of notifications, emails, and alerts, our brain stays in a state of high alert. This constant stimulation is linked to increased levels of cortisol, which we know it's really bad for ourselves. It's to say here that it's the stress hormone, which can lead to our chronic anxiety or to burnout. That's crazy. All right, so furthermore, the phenomenon of doom scrolling, we already chatted about it before. The phenomenon of doom scrolling, spend excessive time consuming negative news online, often leave us feeling overwhelmed and helpless. Our attention spans are also suffering as we jump on one app to another. We lose the ability to engage in deep work or focus on a single task for a long period. That's basically the meaning. I see people connecting here also on YouTube, so quite good. All right, so we continue here, right? Practical steps for a successful detox. But first of all, let's talk a little bit about what we just read. Vamos a hablar un poco acerca de lo que leímos. Voy a decirlo un poco más lento para las personas que tal vez no entiendan tanto. I'm gonna slow down a little bit. So basically, it is talking about how technology has caused cortisols, or an increase of cortisols in our brain. Basically, because as we jumped from one app to another, we are in constant always on screen, and that's super crazy for our brain. Basically, we are already thinking about other people's life and how to make this, how to make that, and I want to get this and I want to get that, and well, that increases the stress hormone that makes the stress hormone to increase actually, and that leads to chronic anxiety. That's the main reason why, as you can see, many teenagers are suffering of anxiety nowadays and depression too. So that's kind of crazy, right? Well, on the other hand, we can chat about what? About how this things has cost also nowadays, kids nowadays, people to think about things that are not good for their lives, such as maybe going into becoming drug addicts or stuff like that, and that's super crazy. It's super sad when we see people, especially kids, right, listening to this type of music that for sure leads you to do something wrong, or this type of stuff that for sure are not good for our brain, right? So that's the reason why I consider that technology detox is super important. Basically, if you get rid of the phone one day or like a few hours, that's it, and you forget about all the technology, if you forget about your notification and your social medias, and you start living, you start experience life, that's where I think you guys are going to become self-conscious, and you are gonna say, I'm actually good at this. I can open this company. I can go there. I can build whatever, and that's basically what I think about the technology detox. And don't get me wrong. Technology has caused such an incredible such an incredible thing in our life. Basically, you guys are listening to me on YouTube, on TikTok. You guys are listening to me thanks to technology. However, I just consider that excessive use of this social medias leads us to a depression and anxiety. So that's super crazy, right? Okay. Bien, si quieren me pueden ir diciendo en los comentarios qué tal van entendiendo, qué tal van entendiendo. Pueden ir diciendo, ok, alguna pregunta, alguna palabra que haya dicho, puede ser alguna pronunciación, puede ser en YouTube o en TikTok. Hay una palabra que yo leí aquí que es always on, always on, always on. Ojalá pudiera yo escribirla por acá. Bueno, tengo una pizarra, pero eso está para allá atrás. Always on, right? La gente de YouTube sí se las puede escribir porque lo van a ver aquí en pantalla, pero always on es de always / on, ese es siempre encendido, ¿no? Trabaja como adjetivo, por eso es que dicen always on connectivity, como una conectividad, constante, siempre activa. So that's the thing. Igual, a la gente de YouTube se la voy a escribir aquí, y los de TikTok, en un momento voy a ver si busco la pizarra, la tengo ahí atrás, pasa que, literal no la puse, se me olvidó, and that's it. Alright, let's go on to this. It says, practical step for a successful detox. Es decir, steps, pasos, right? Practical steps, pasos prácticos. Recuerden, todo lo que tiene AL al final de las palabras en inglés se considera un adjetivo, alright? Practical steps for a successful detox. And it states like this. A tech detox doesn't necessarily mean moving to a cabin in the woods without electricity. It is about intentionally and setting boundaries that work for our lifestyle. You might start by probably 30 minutes morning rule. It's basically avoid checking your phone for the first half an hour of the day to allow your mind to wake up naturally, right? Decluttering notifications, basically disable all non-human notifications if it isn't a direct message from a real person, and it probably doesn't need your immediate attention. We are talking about general notifications and stuff, right? Establish tech-free zones. Designate areas like the dining table or the bedroom as phone-free to encourage better sleep and more meaningful conversations. Alright, cuéntame qué tal están entendiendo. Cuéntame qué tal. ¿Hay alguna palabra? ¿Qué tal, Diego? ¿Cómo estás? Te veo que estás unido por ahí. Cuéntame qué tal están entendiendo en YouTube, en TikTok, qué tal el tema. Es bastante heavy porque, bueno, B1, B2, ¿sabes? El tema está un poco más heavy, entonces, so that's it. El siguiente es Reclaim Your Reality, that we are gonna just chat about it in a few minutes. Igual en YouTube, la gente de YouTube, ¿qué tal están entendiendo? Bien. Perfect, dude, perfect. Ok, vamos a continuar entonces. Okay, so it says, Reclaiming Your Reality. The benefits of unplugging are almost immediate. By stepping away from the digital world, you create a space for the physical ones. People who practice regular detox report improved sleep quality, as they are no longer exposed to a blue light that interrupts melatonin production, right? As they are no longer exposed to the blue light that more importantly, they feel more present, whether it is enjoying a meal without taking a photo, or having a deep conversation without checking a watch. Life becomes richer when it isn't filtered through lens, right? That's crazy too. And it says, ultimately, technology should be a tool that serves no matter that controls our attention. By taking regular breaks, we can protect our mental health and rediscover the joy of being fully present in the moment. Basically, if we avoid using technology that much, we are just gonna, kind of avoid. No, my bad. It's not avoiding. We are gonna get like more presence. We're gonna be more presence in our daily routines. For example, if we are having a dinner with our couple, with our spouse, or if we are doing something that requires full of attention, basically that's gonna cause good things in our life. We are gonna become richer because we are fully present in the moment that it's required to. Like giving a class, for example, when I'm working with people on a class, I need to be fully present in their English because I need to measure every single detail in their English. So that's that's also um, really important because if I am an English teacher, I need to be fully present on what they are saying. So if I am, giving the class and also I'm just checking my phone and I'm scrolling on social medias, I am gonna become probably not a good teacher, because the idea with this is the fact that they can also trust me to improve their English. So that's basically what we do right here, right? So on the other hand, it says reclaiming your reality. It states here that if we forget about our phones, probably for specific minutes of time, as we already read, like the 30-minute morning rule, decluttering notifications, or establishing tech-free zones. Which, to be completely honest with y'all, that's something I never do. Because I enter my office and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 computers here, and I don't even use this one. I am on the living room and I have my phone that I'm scrolling all the time or playing video games, alright? And later, if I go to my bedroom, before going to sleep, instead of, having a deep conversation with my wife or stuff, and we are just dumb scrolling, and that's not good for us, At the end of the day, that's gonna cost plenty of stuff plenty of bad things in our lives. So generally, that is the reason why I just consider it's super, super necessary technology detox. So, well, that is it. Okay, we are gonna continue Zoom. Cuéntame que le están entendiendo. Voy muy rápido, voy muy lento, no sé. Quiero saber. Igual, gente de TikTok lo estoy leyendo, igual en YouTube. So, let's see. Vamos a ver en YouTube por acá. Okay, perfect. Alright, vamos a establecer ahora un tema un poquito más avanzado. Vamos a hacer un B2+. B2+ es ya challenging, es bastante difícil un B2+, right? ¿Por qué? Porque lo que vamos a estar haciendo es, uno, hablar más rápido, cosa que si yo de por sí hablo rápido, ahora vamos a hablar 3 veces más rápido. Entonces, aparte de eso, lo que vamos a estar haciendo es utilizar palabras un poquito más técnicas y de nicho, alright? So, para la gente que está conectando, estamos hablando de technology detox, alright? We are talking about technology detox. We are going to improve our English at a B1 or B2 level in YouTube and also in TikTok. So I'm going to be reading and you guys are going to be practicing your English at the same time your guys are here, right? Good morning. So one of the most compelling reasons, well, this is the social comparison trap. The social comparison trap, alright? Yo quiero que vayan oyendo, van practicando y demás. Entonces, that's the thing, alright? It says, one of the most compelling reasons to undergo tech detox is to escape the comparison trap. Comparison trap it's a terrible thing in our life, to be honest. I mean, that we are suffering of it, like all of us, I think. So, fueled by social media. So platforms are usually curated highlights of people's lives, which can create an unrealistic standard of success and beauty. I don't know if you guys have suffered that thing, right? On YouTube or TikTok. If you guys have been watching social medias and all of a sudden you see someone bought a new car or someone bought a new house or someone has plenty of chains or a huge watch of $10,000 and you start comparing yourself, that's not quite a good thing, That's basically why we need a technology detox here. So, it says, when we are constantly exposed to these polished images, it is easy to feel inadequate or we missing out. The famous FOMO, which is fear of missing out, right? We already know this with this word FOMO, fear of missing out. It is also in cryptocurrency. It is super well used, that word. So, well, it's super niche also, but by disconnecting, by disconnecting, we stop measuring our behind-the-scenes reality against everyone else from our raw performance. This break allows us for the mental reset. Our self-worth is found in personal achievements and real-life connections rather than in numbers or likes or a post. Basically, when we stop using social media and we practice a technology detox, by applying the things that I just mentioned before, like the 30 minutes morning rule or decluttering notification or establishing tech-free zones, we're gonna achieve basically like a type of mental reset when we are not gonna be anymore thinking about someone else. We are not gonna feel envy of at someone, and we are not gonna say, oh, this guy have a Lamborghini, I have a Camry, you know. We're not gonna think about it. We are gonna, focus on our personal achievements, and we are gonna have gratitude. We are gonna be gratitude actually, and super grateful. We are gonna be super grateful about what we have achieved, our achievement generally, and what and focus on the goal that we are gonna get, right? So, well, that's basically what it states right here. On the other hand, it says reclaiming cognitive focus. And it says, from a psychological standpoint, our brains are not designed for the rapid fire switching that modern apps demand. Every time a notification pings, we experience a switching cost. The time and mental energy it takes to refocus on our original task. Over time, this erodes our ability to think deeply or to solve complex problems. Basically, when we avoid all the time, being on social medias and stuff, checking out other people's, content. Basically, what we are trying to achieve is, being more self-conscious of what we are doing, and that for sure will lead us to a better achievement. So, I mean, that's quite good, right? A prolonged tech detox helps to rewire the brain without the constant hits of dopamine from digital rewards. We can rediscover the pleasures of slow activities such as deep breathing, mindful observation, and reflective rewiring. Reflective what? Reflective writing, my bad. All right, and it says here, for example, about the deep breathing. It states engaging with a physical book for an hour without interruption. Well, that's kind of hard for me. That's something I never get to do. My wife does. My wife, for example, she's reading, and she can, be for 1 hour like reading a book without no problems. I'm not able to do that. I'm not able to do that. I need to stay, playing video games. I need to stay doing something, and that's super tedious. But my life is like it's a fast-paced life, it's all the time like in a rush. That's kind of crazy. That's the reason why I need a technology detox too, right? So it says mindful observation, so noticing the details of our surroundings while talking rather than looking at a screen. All right, that's basically Joe Dispenza actually talked about it the other day on a podcast. He was claiming about when we become self-conscious about our surroundings, right? We are somehow having the ability to measure what we are living, or when we are living, and where, and every single stuff like that. And that's super crazy too, because probably sometimes you said, I don't know why my life is I don't know, terrible or stuff, and you are all the time focused on social medias, and for sure your anxiety increases, your cortisol increases, and your whole life is being interrupted. While we stop using technology for a little bit, we can become more self-conscious about our as I said, our surroundings, and we can say, all right, this is running my life, so if I set rules right here, I know that I'm gonna be better. If I start for example, instead of watching social medias all the time, instead of watching TikTok all the time, we can just stop doing that. We can just stop doing that for a while, and you know what? I'm gonna dedicate I don't know, 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours on my company. I'm gonna work on my company. I'm gonna work on my taxes. I'm gonna work on this, and that will lead you actually to avoid cortisol and increase your gratefulness. So that's what it states right here about the mindful observation, right? And also details, right? Super details. For example, I enjoy nature a lot. I love going anywhere and just sit down and meditate for a while. That increases our mindful observation, and that's super good. Also, it states here, using a pen and paper to organize thoughts which engage different neutral pathways than typing. I'm not super good at writing. I'm not super good at writing, to be honest. I don't actually do that. I'd love to, right? Because I have plenty of ways that people can learn English and new words and stuff. But well, that's basically it, right? Okay. It says right here now, a sustainable digital future. And it states the goal. The goal of a tech detox is not to live in the past, but to build a more sustainable relationship with the future. It's about being digital minimalist. Once the detox period ends, many people find they don't actually miss 80% of the apps they previously used. They return. Oh, I have no battery. That's crazy. Oh, thanks for sharing. All right. They return to our device with a new sense of purpose, using technology as a tool for creativity and communication rather than a source of mindless consumption. What it states right here, well, in my opinion, is the fact that for sure, if we use social media as a way to communicate and to provide a service or to provide help to people, we are using it the right way. I feel that if we are using social media only for entertainment and we are not taking advantage of what actually social media have for us, that's gonna cause a sense of mindless consumption. And I just feel that if we avoid mindless consumption, we are gonna become more self-conscious, and we are gonna, get off the achievement that I was actually talking about it priorly. This is super good. I mean, this is super good. So I don't feel that making a technology detox in your life would be something wrong. Actually, if we avoid using their phone for 1 hour in the 24 hours we have, I feel that we are gonna get such a good thing, because at the end of the day we are able to, as I said, I know that I repeat it a lot, but we are gonna be able to become self-conscious, and that's what we are looking for, right? So I don't know. I just want you guys to let me know what do you think, if you guys are understanding the topic. And also, I have right here on YouTube, right? On YouTube, I am also in a live. You guys, I don't know if the people on TikTok are watching it, right? But we're just watching the screen and stuff, and well, also you can read what we are doing, right? Now, in order to do this, I have right here another part of this reading that we are talking about. I only have 30 minutes before entering to class, right? So it talks about the neurological reset. When we avoid using technology for a while, we are somehow restoring our dopamine pathways, and this is what is called the neurological reset, and that's something that I would like to talk about. So it's stated like this: our relationship with technology is not is wait, hold on. All right, I don't actually see it because it's 60%. That's why. All right, our relationship with technology is not just a habit. It is deeply rooted in our brain chemistry. Most applications are designed with the pursuit of architecture using variable reward schedules to trigger dopamine releases. Right? This is the same chemical associated with the motivation and pleasure. When we are constantly checking our phones for likes, retweets, or new emails, we are essentially training our brain to seek instant gratification. And that's super crazy too, because I don't know if you guys have thought about those days. No, not those days. My bad. I don't know if you guys have, the sense of that you are receiving something without actually doing it. For example, if we post a video and it gets 1,000 likes, and we say, "Oh my god," and we are, super grateful at the beginning, but later we stop feeling it, and that's kind of crazy. Or also when we are probably watching a movie that we are in constant stress and peaks of cortisol, and our stress is increased and later it goes down, and we feel happiness and later we feel sad, and it's something similar, but with social media, because when we are, for example, watching TikTok, we are for sure training our brain to seek instant gratification. Since the dopamine release is so high and so constant too, so that's crazy. I'm gonna drink a little bit of coffee because I'm talking fast. As I told you guys, we are on a B1-B2 level, so this is not a basic level as we were doing yesterday. It's not slow. It's actually really fast, right? And that's basically what I want to do right now, right? And I see people actually getting interested in it. Thanks to that, we already achieved 1,000.3 likes, so that's quite good. That's quite good, not bad. I'm gonna continue now with the second part. It says, during a tech detox, the brain undergoes a recalibration with the artificial spikes of dopamine from a digital interaction. The nervous system begins to settle. This allows us to find joy in slower and more subtle rewards, like the satisfaction of finishing a difficult task or the quiet beauty of a sunset. The neurological reset is crucial for restoring our executive function, which is the part of our brain responsible for planning, decision making, and impulse control. You know what? If we are talking about this, I used to apply this technology detox on unconsciousness. All right, unconsciously. Why? Because in the past I used to work on my cars. Well, actually, I like it. I work on my cars right now, right? I don't take my car to mechanics. I hate taking my car to mechanics because in the country I'm currently living, mechanics are, I'm not gonna generalize. I'm not gonna say all of them, but mechanics are kind of rude, kind of mean. Even I remember one day I took my car to a mechanic, and when I arrived to the shop one more again, because he told me no, you're gonna take 1 day or 2 days. So I said okay, not a problem. When I got there, my car was not in the cluster we got this thing that says RPM, right? The RPMs were not showing up, and I said what? On the window was not going up and down. That's crazy, right? And I remember that when I told him, okay, you're gonna do this, this, and this, and he ended up doing many things that I didn't say, right? And when he charged me, and he said, okay, well, the bill is $400. And what? You said it was like 150. So I said, no, but I did this, this, and this, and I said I didn't tell you to do so. So right, I paid it like, I'm not a person to discuss, so I paid it, and I said I'm not going back like to any mechanic anywhere. I mean, if you are a mechanic and you are going to work on my car, you need to come home. You need to come to my house, and there you can work, because I love working on my car. So for example, if we are talking about the front axle or the rear axle, I used to do it myself, right? Or changing a hose, or like electrical parts. For example, the other day I installed a new screen on my car, and why am I mentioning this? Basically because when I'm doing this, I maybe take 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, or even more. Sometimes I take the whole day, and I know I don't stop working on my car, right? And I stop doing all of the things on my phone. I just stop checking my phone. I don't have my watch. I don't have anything, and I'm just focused on what I'm doing, right? And I feel so grateful when I stop paying attention a lot to social medias, and I successfully end my car, the problem, or repair the problem that I have with my car. Oh my god, I said, well, it's amazing. So I mean, thank God, I kind of thank a lot. I'm kind of feel grateful when I have a problem with my car, because I said, okay, probably if it's not a big deal, I can fix it myself. It's somehow I struggle doing so. I will call someone, and he comes to my house to help me with working on my car. But I'm not taking it anymore to mechanics. That's crazy. Okay, so basically that's what it says right here. If we stop using social media a lot, we'll stop doing it for a long period of time, we are gonna enjoy a little bit more like this, slow task, a difficult task. And that's what we are looking for. We are gonna be grateful, and gratefulness is one of the best things to attract abundance in your life. So it says right here, the rise of digital minimalism. If you guys have no idea what that is, I'm gonna read it for you. So I'm gonna go slow because this is a complicated topic. So good luck, all right? And it states like this: a successful detox often leads to a philosophy known as digital minimalism. This isn't about being anti-technology. It is about being a maximalist regarding the thing that truly provide value instead of mindlessly consuming content. That's also another thing. If we mindlessly consume content, basically what we are doing is consuming bullshit. I don't like to call it like that, but if we are just watching videos of non-stop that are not gonna be helpful for life, that's what it states right here as mindlessly consumption content, right? So it states, a digital minimalist asks, does this tool support something I deeply value? All right. If the answer is no, the app is deleted. For example, TikTok. I use TikTok to communicate, right? So I cannot delete it. But I was talking about it with yesterday. I was in a class, in a private class, and I was talking about it with a girl. She said she doesn't have TikTok. I said, why? And I said, oh, because I don't want to be all the time like dumb scrolling, on my phone. And I said, that's the road. So this intentionally shifts or identify from being users, a term. It's a term tellingly shared with the world of addiction, right? To being creators and participants, like you guys. You guys right now are participants. So I'm grateful because of this, and I am the creator of these lives, right? So we move away from the attention economy, where our time is to product being sold, and back toward life, where we are the masters of our own focus. That is basically what it stated right here. So it says long-term sustainability. The digital Sabbath. For many, a one-time detox is just the beginning to prevent falling back into old patterns. Many people adopt the digital Sabbath, a recurring 24 hours period of each week where all the screens are basically turned off. This practice provides a consistent rhythm of rest and reflection, ensuring that technology remains a helpful servant rather than a demanding master. That's actually intelligent too. In an area of artificial intelligence, like the area that we are living right now, 24/7 connectivity, the ability to disconnect is becoming a superpower. If you guys are able to say, you know what, I'm gonna stop using my phone, and you live at home and you go walking and you guys enjoy life. And for one day, I will call you a superhero for me, because seriously, that's something I struggle with. All right, and it states, it is a key to maintain our humanity, or creativity, and or inner peace in increasingly noisy world. I mean, yes, absolutely. That's what we were discussing a few minutes ago, right? About the becoming more self-conscious, and for sure, it's gonna increase our inner peace, right? If you guys don't know what inner means, is basically when we have something inside, or inner peace. Inner, it comes from the word in. So that's it. Oh my god, okay, that's kind of hard. That is kind of hard, because the pronunciation of these words of niche are heavy, right? Such as digital to bath, right? For the people who are entering now, we are talking about the technology detox. If you guys don't know what technology detox is, basically it's the way that we are, the way we stop using our phones for one day, for a specific period of time, and we enjoy, life generally. That's it. All right, so that is it. I'm going to okay, wait a second. Okay, I'm going to give you now, guys, a list of words that probably are going to be super helpful for you about all of this that we are discussing, right? Probably most of you guys, if you are stay here, you are B1 or B2 level, probably you guys know these words, but also you have to keep in mind that most of these words are also have also two synonyms, or more than one meaning, right? So, well, that's crazy. The first one is overwhelmed. If you guys don't know what overwhelmed is abrumado, agobiado. You can type it if you want to, right? And that's it. The pronunciation is like I just mentioned, overwhelmed. It is important for you guys to pronounce it with a T at the end. Es importante pronunciarlo con una T al final. Overwhelmed. ¿Por qué? Porque tiene ed. Y algo curioso con la ed es que se pronuncia, puede ser con una T, puede ser con una D, o puede ser con una id. So that's the thing, alright? Actually, you know what we are gonna do? Vamos a buscar la pizarra. Voy a buscar la pizarra para ponerlo por aquí y ayudarlos con la pronunciación. Igual está en directo. Por si los quieren ver después, si no tienen tiempo tal, lo pueden ver en directo. Puede ser por aquí o puede ser por TikTok. Voy a buscar la pizarra. Oye, esto se mueve, loco. Ahí está. Esto me agarra otra vez. ¿No me agarra? Ahí está, ahora sí. Aquí está la pizarra. Basically, what we are going to be discussing is vamos a hablar acerca de esas palabras. Entonces voy a ir anotando las palabras y voy a anotar cómo se pronuncian. Me deberían estar escuchando bien porque tengo el micrófono pegado a mí. So, se va a ver bien, no problem. Me está apuntando a mí, pero se va a ver bien. A ver. Ok, se ve al revés. No pasa nada. Voy a colocar esto aquí. Así. Y ya ahí deberían poderlo ver. Y voy a tomar estos marcadores. Se supone que tengo clase en unos minutos. No me han escrito. A veces pasa eso. Alright. Entonces, aquí tenemos varias palabras. Igual en TikTok, en YouTube lo van a poder ver. Esto me está apuntando mucho a mí. Quiero ver si puedo moverlo un poquito hacia el lado. Dame un segundo. Alright, ahí está. Perfecto. Muy bien. Muy bien, ok. Aquí van a poder ver las palabras. ¿Ok? Entonces, tenemos la primera que es overwhelmed. Algo curioso es que overwhelmed termina con ed. Al terminar con ed, esta pronunciación de la ed en varias palabras en inglés se pronuncia de tres maneras distintas. Puede ser como una T, puede ser como una D o puede ser como una ID. Depende de la palabra. Por ejemplo, si nosotros tenemos acá wanted, vamos a colocarla justamente donde va, aquí, del verbo querer en pasado, tú no me puedes pronunciar esta palabra como want, porque es imposible pronunciarla, o wanted, no se puede. Entonces, esta ed se pronunciaría como una id y decimos wanted, wanted. Una i corta, ojo, no es wanted, no, wanted, wanted. Ya yo tengo un video hablando de la i corta y la larga en inglés, so that's the thing. Also, aquí we have the D, ese Spanglish está bello. Aquí tenemos la D. Palabras que terminen con D podría ser, por ejemplo, asked. Asked lo podemos colocar aquí. Como termina con una K, la K se pronuncia con la garganta. Es un sonido muy débil, es un sonido voiceless, se llama, no usa las cuerdas vocales para ser pronunciado. Por ende, es fácil pronunciar asked. De primero la K y después la T, aunque casi siempre este sonido de la K se elimina fonéticamente hablando y pronunciamos simplemente en pasado asked. Asked, A-S-T, como lo pueden ver aquí. Asked. Se ve, ¿no? Sí, creo que se ve bien. De todas maneras. Hola Eduardo, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? Estamos aquí practicando inglés. Estamos hablando del Technology Talks. Ahorita estaba hablando de justamente eso. Y estoy viendo las palabras, ¿no? Practicando las palabras que vimos en el texto. Entonces, una palabra que termine con D podría ser danced. No, danced no puede ser porque termina con S. Oh my god, ya va. Regular verbs. Vamos a buscar aquí una lista. Aquí la tengo ready porque o sea, cada vez que voy a explicar esta clase me pasa lo mismo que tengo que dar un ejemplo y no me acuerdo una palabra que termine con S, you know? So that's crazy. A ver, ajá. Alright, me falta por la pronunciación. Well, that's something that we are practicing right here, bruh. That's something that we are practicing right here. As I said, we were discussing about the technology talks, and right here I'm gonna teach you how to pronounce a few words. So that's quite good, right? Also, o sea, si quieres practicar, igual se los voy a mencionar a varias personas, si quieren practicar cómo pronunciar correctamente, tengo varios videos en YouTube que te los van a enseñar, ya que, ¿cómo se llama? La fonética en el inglés es completamente distinta a la fonética del español. So, well, that's crazy. Push, eat, dream. Dreamed. Puede ser dreamed, claro que sí, del verbo soñar. A ver. Como dream termina con una M, que es un sonido vocálico, literal, usas las cuerdas vocales para pronunciarlo. Lo que hacemos es no pronunciar ni una T porque es imposible, imagínense, pronunciar dreamed. Es muy difícil. O, por ejemplo, decir con una ID como Dream It. No, Dream It suena feo. So, lo que hacemos es pronunciarlo con una D. Dicha ED, que ya dijimos que es una misma ED, clases personalizadas. Sí, de hecho doy clases personalizadas. Ahorita en como media hora se supone que debería tener una. Entonces, bueno, estoy esperando que me llamen, por eso estoy online. Alright, so we are here, right? Entonces, that's the thing. Also, continuing with this part, it says down scrolling. We already chat about down scrolling, right? We already chat about down scrolling. People on YouTube, people on TikTok, if you guys can let me know what down scrolling is, that's gonna be wonderful. Down scrolling. Do you guys know what down scrolling is? I'm gonna write it down for you so that probably you have an idea. It will be like doom scrolling. Wait, like this. It says down scrolling. I don't know if you guys can watch it. I don't think so. I'm gonna do something. If I do this, it's because I have a... Tengo un dispositivo aquí que me mueve la cámara. No se ve. Ok, vamos a hacerlo en azul. Vamos a colocarlo más grande. Down scrolling. Do you guys know what down scrolling is? Down scrolling. Down scrolling. What is down scrolling? A ver, vamos a ver el super chat de YouTube. Down scrolling. Well, basically, down scrolling is when we are, you know, doing this with our phones. We have our phone right here. Imagine you have your phone right here. Aquí tenemos nuestro teléfono, ¿cierto? Pues estamos en Instagram y hacemos esto. That's down scrolling. This is down scrolling. Pero hay otra palabra que es doom scrolling. Doom scrolling, que posiblemente no la conozcas. Y se escribe muy similar, que es así. Doom scrolling. ¿Se ve? Sí, se ve. Doom scrolling. La pronunciación de la doble O, dos O combinadas en inglés. The pronunciation of this, you know, two vowels combined or put together is basically U. Ooh. The pronunciation is U. So we say doom scrolling, right? But what does that mean? Doom scrolling is es como un consumo de noticias malas todo el tiempo. That's doom scrolling. Si por ejemplo abres tu teléfono en la mañana y lo único que ves es noticias malas, noticias fatales en general, eso es un doom scrolling. Porque, no sé, estás alimentando ese miedo. ¿Dónde se ubica? Normalmente las clases las doy online. So that's the thing, right? La empresaria está en Estados Unidos, pero las clases las doy super online, full online. ¿Desde cuándo he dado clases yo? Desde el 2020, creo, 2021. So that's the thing. Alright, so that's basically doom scrolling. When we are consuming like bad news all the time, like that's crazy. And that's doom scrolling. This is basically a topic right here. This is a B2, B1 level, so that's something that you guys need to practice in order to, you know, learn this type of concepts. That's if you guys are talking about the technology talks, basically you can use this word. If you are all the time doom scrolling, you are gonna have you are not gonna become you know, mentally conscious or self-conscious or whatever. Eso puede ser un ejemplo, ¿cierto? Ok, vamos a ver. Tenemos burnout. Esta palabra, de hecho, estaba hablando ayer con personas. Burnout. Wait a second. Burn out. Algo interesante con burnout, o bueno, algo que pasa aquí, O entre consonantes. La O entre consonantes casi siempre se pronuncia como una stress schwa. Stress schwa es un símbolo fonético que ya hablamos en el anterior live, que se pronuncia como una especie de A. Por ejemplo, palabras como taza, cup, palabras como mamá informalmente, que sabemos que la mamá informalmente se pronuncia con U, ¿no? Informal, no formal. Formal es con O mother incluso, pero mom, así. Informal, mom, cup, mom. Tenemos palabras como fun. Todo esto es stress schwa. Esto es stress schwa. Esto es stress schwa. Esto es stress schwa. Y la stress schwa se pronuncia como una A. Eso lo enseño en las clases de fonética, justamente. Cuando una persona me dice, no, pero necesito aprender a pronunciar, pues normalmente enseño este tipo de reglas para que podamos pronunciar como americanos, ¿sí, no? Y no te cueste tanto el oído, porque el tema está en que a veces cuesta el oído. Y es eso, ¿no? So, that's burnout. Déjame ver qué más tenemos por aquí. Distraction, ya sabemos que es distraction. A ver, vamos a boundaries. Ya nosotros hablamos de los boundaries, right? We have to set boundaries in order to avoid using social medias a lot, right? We have several rules, such as the 30-minute rule, or we got all other rules that I don't remember right now, like the tech-free zones, right? That's another rule that we were discussing a few moments ago. So, well, boundaries. ¿Qué significa boundaries? Boundary. ¿Alguien sabe qué significa boundaries? A ver en YouTube. Very good. Perfect. Ok, boundary significa, el plural es así. Oh, esto se está cayendo. Tengo el control de las luces aquí. Ok, boundaries. El plural es con IS. So, boundaries son límites de algo. De hecho, también se le conoce, no sé si han visto como las noticias. Bueno, estoy hablando de las noticias justamente. las noticias, el tema por ejemplo, la frontera con Estados Unidos siempre se le dice United States Boundary. A pesar de que también se le puede decir border. De hecho, yo uso border, no me gusta utilizar boundaries. Para mí, boundaries son más como algo mental, un límite mental. Pero bueno, también lo he oído de esa manera, so that's super curious, right? ¿Qué más tenemos por aquí? ¿Qué más tenemos? ¿Qué más tenemos? We got other type of words. What are we learning? Guys, we are learning, we were talking about the technology detox a few moments ago, right? We were talking about the technology detox. As I said, the technology detox is basically when we avoid using our phone for a specific time, and later we become more self-conscious, you know. And that's basically, we were talking about it a few moments ago, and now we are checking the words that appear in the text that we were reading, right? As I said, we have to find a balance in a digital world, the digital world that we are right now, right? It says, in our modern lives, we are constantly surrounded by screens from the moment we wake up until the second we close our eyes. We are bombarded by notifications, emails, and social media updates. While technology has undeniably made our lives easier, many people are now realizing the importance of technology detox to maintain their mental well-being. So we are talking about the tech detox, the technology detox, as a topic to practice our English. That's basically what we are learning. Vamos a colocarlo por aquí. Entonces, ¿qué más palabras chequeamos? Ya estamos terminando porque tengo que entrar a clase en unos minutos. Tengo que entrar a una clase privada. Bueno, tengo unos cuantos minutos. Vamos a ver. A ver. Ajá, ¿qué más palabras chequeamos por aquí? Nosotros hablamos de sobrantes, la gente de YouTube. Si pueden, apóyenme con palabras que no hayan sabido. Que no hayan sabido, qué loco. Que no hayan entendido. Ok, sorry, I don't speak Spanish, that's crazy. Ok, tenemos aquí palabras con well-being. Well-being, son palabras compuestas. Esto es una palabra compuesta. Well-being. The pronunciation. Mucha gente se confunde. La gente de YouTube, disculpe que tengo este acá. Pasa que necesito colocarlo para que la gente de TikTok también lo vea. Well-being. Mucha gente se confunde en la pronunciación de well-being y being. Tengo la lista para posiblemente no me escuchen muy bien esa pronunciación. Pero esta pronunciación acá, fonéticamente hablando, sería algo así. Uy. Well-being. No, vamos a hacerlo con I corta. Con I corta lo van a entender mejor. Well-being. Y una así. ¿Qué significa esto? ¿Qué significa este símbolo raro que ven aquí? Que de hecho está todo manchado, qué feo. Vamos a ver si puedo colocarlo aquí. Bueno, este símbolo raro que ven aquí, sí, es la pronunciación fonética. Así, esto se llama NIVELar. La NIVELar se pronuncia como una N hacia una G. O sea, es como eng. Es un sonido que sale de la garganta. So, la pronunciación de well-being sería así, bang. No se puede confundir con esta, porque en un video que vimos anteriormente dijimos que la combinación de la doble E se pronuncia con I larga. Entonces esto sería tal que así, sin envelar. Entonces podemos decir been, well-being, o podemos decir been, que es la de abajo, been, esta que está acá, been, well-being. No, well-being, y este es solamente been. I have been. And that's a pronunciation, alright? A ver, ¿qué más tenemos por aquí? A ver. Ajá, listo. Alright, entonces that's the thing. Tengo que entrar a clases, me tengo que retirar porque tengo que entrar a clases en un par de minutos. Entonces, quiero hacer otro live haciendo más o menos lo mismo. Practicar un poquito de listening, practicar un poquito de reading. Posiblemente haga un live pronto en donde se puedan meter y puedan pronunciar como lecturas. Pero eso lo voy a hacer desde la computadora para que se sea más fácil, puedan ver lo que ve la gente de YouTube. Entonces, bueno, me voy a retirar. Cualquier cosa, no te preocupes, man. Cualquier cosa, you know, I am here just if you guys wanna learn. Nos revimos.